I never thought I'd see the day when a busybody in wedge heels would try to have me evicted from my own damn house. But there she was, pounding on my door like she owned the place, screeching about trespassers and HOA violations loud enough to wake the dead. Her name was Karen. Fitting, right? The queen bee of Willow Creek Estates, armed with a laminated rulebook and a grudge the size of Texas. And just when I figured I'd talk her down with a cold beer and some small talk, she whipped out her phone, dialed 911, and lied straight-faced to the dispatcher. "There's a squatter in my neighborhood. He's armed and dangerous." What she didn't know, what no one in this cookie-cutter hellhole knew, was that I built this split-level ranch with my bare hands back in '98, pouring concrete and raising beams while she was probably still bleaching her highlights in some Midwestern salon. I'd left for a decade, chasing oil rigs in Alaska after my divorce, letting a distant cousin crash here rent-free to keep the pipes from freezing. But life circled back. The cousin passed. The will named me sole heir, and suddenly, at 52, I was hauling my duffel bag up the cracked driveway, ready to reclaim what was mine. The neighbors waved awkwardly from their manicured lawns. But Karen? She smelled blood in the water from a mile away. It started small, the way these things do in suburbia. I'd barely unpacked my fishing gear when her minivan screeched to a halt, blocking my truck. "Excuse me, sir," she barked through the window, her voice all honeyed venom like those real estate sharks on HGTV. "But this property's been abandoned for years. You're in violation of Covenant 4.2, unauthorized occupancy." I chuckled, wiping grease from my hands on my Wranglers, and invited her in for coffee. Big mistake. Inside, she rifled through my cousin's old mail like it was evidence in a Dateline episode, her eyes narrowing at the faded brass plaque by the fireplace. Property of J. Harlan Thorpe, St. in 1998. Forged, she spat, snapping photos. "I'm calling the board. And the cops." By noon, the street was buzzing. Karen had rallied the troops. Retired accountant Bob with his drone surveillance footage. Yoga mom Lisa lived tweeting the invasion to her 2K followers. Comments flooded in. Finally, someone standing up to these drifters. "Protect our property values." I tried reason, flashing my deed from the county recorder's office, stamped and notarized, but she waved it off like junk mail. Photoshopped. I've seen it on TikTok. Outrage boiled in my gut. This wasn't just nosiness. It was a full-on witch hunt, the kind that turns quiet blocks into viral spectacles. She cornered me at the mailbox next day, clipboard thrust like a sword. "Sign this eviction notice, or I'll make your life hell." Hell? Lady, I'd fracked in -40 degrees blizzards. Her passive-aggressive emails were a warm bath. The backlash hit like a nor'easter. I posted the deed scan on a neighborhood Facebook group. "Hey folks, just got back to my home sweet home. Let's grill some burgers this weekend." And the pitchforks turned. Bob admitted he'd mistaken my truck for a junk vehicle. Lisa apologized with a sad face emoji, blaming groupthink. But Karen doubled down, escalating to the HOA president, her husband, naturally, and filing a frivolous complaint with code enforcement. That's when I lawyered up, not some ambulance chaser, but a pit bull from the local firm who'd handled my divorce. We countersued for defamation, harassment, the works. She laughed it off at the next block party, wine glass in hand, whispering to the wine moms, "He's bluffing. These types always fold." The sting operation was my ace. I'd tipped off the sheriff's office about her pattern. False reports on the Latino landscapers last summer. The widow next door for unkempt shrubs. They sent a deputy to investigate my squatting, mic'd up and rolling tape. Karen arrived like a tornado, all caps lock fury. "Arrest him. He's destroying our equity." The deputy, stone-faced, asked for her proof. She babbled about bylaws, then cracked, admitting she'd embellished the 911 call to expedite things. Click handcuffs. As they marched her to the cruiser, mascara-streaked and howling, "You'll pay for this, you squatter scum," the neighbors gawked from behind curtains. Her empire crumbled overnight. Husband filed for separation. Board ousted her amid lawsuits. And that viral TikTok? It backfired into Karen Karma memes. Her face plastered across Reddit's r/public freakout. Me? I fired up the old Weber, cracked a bud, and watch the sunset over the yard I cleared with my dad. Revenge tasted like charcoal and victory, bitter for her, sweet as hell for me. But in the quiet after, I wondered if suburbia is just one big illusion, where deeds don't matter half as much as who yells loudest. Still, damn if it didn't feel good to finally yell back.